In this lesson, we discuss different camera types that Arnold provides. If I get out of my camera, as you can see, we have this simple scene, just 3 houses and an Arnold sky that provides the lighting and the environment. Now get back to the camera and let's select it, add an Arnold parameter tag. If you select the camera tab and enable custom type, you would be able to select different camera types. Obviously, as I mentioned previously, you can also create different camera types directly from the Arnold menu up here. The first camera type we have is cylindrical camera, and as soon as I select it, you can see we have this cylindrical view. Cylindrical camera provides a cylindrical view, and it can be used to produce environment maps and panoramic views. And also all the depth of field controls are gone for this camera. You have horizontal field of view that controls the field of view in the horizontal axis, so I can decrease or increase it, and as I use something like 360 degrees, we can see the entire scene horizontally. And as you can see, the other 2 houses appearing in the render as well. We have vertical field of view that controls the field of view in the vertical axis, and as I increase it, we start to see more and more of our scene in the vertical direction. Let's set it to 90 degrees for now. We have this projective option. When enabled, the camera works like a true cylindrical camera, and the camera rays are cast from all the points on the cylinder. And if disabled, all rays have a common origin. They are cast from the center of the cylinder. Let's go back to the camera tab and change the camera type to fisheye. And as the name suggests, this camera type provides a fisheye lens. If I get back to the main tab, you can see we have all the depth of field controls for this camera type as well. In order to be able to control the camera's field of view, you can adjust this FOV or field of view value here. Maybe use something like 135 degrees. And let's just get a bit closer to this house here, and as you can see, we have this fisheye lens like effect. And if you select the Arnold parameter tag under the main tab, you have this auto crop checkbox, which allows you to crop a full screen image from the center of the fisheye camera. And actually, to see the effect a bit better, we can use a square resolution in our render settings. Now let's get back to the original resolution. Let me press Ctrl-Shift-Z a few times and get back to the original camera angle. Now let's get back to the camera tab, and the next camera type is orthographic camera, which provides an orthographic view where there is no perspective. And as you can see, this camera has no other option. Now let me press Ctrl-Shift-Z a few times and get back to the original camera angle. The next camera type that we have is a spherical camera. Let's change the camera type to spherical and go to the main tab, and as you can see, we have no options at all, and you don't need any. You can use spherical camera to produce environments map and HDR images from your scene. Now what you need to do is to make sure, first of all, you have a 2:1 aspect ratio. So open up the render settings and change the width to 1000 and height to something like 500. Now as you can see, we have a film aspect ratio of 2 and a perfect environment map, and you can render it and use it in your other scenes. Let's get back to the camera tab. Next we have this VR camera, and this is a generic VR camera implementation, and it features 2 camera offset by a distance with a specific 360 degrees projection. If I go to the main tab, you can see this camera has tons of options, and you can check out Arnold support page to learn about these options if you are interested in rendering VR. You have different modes to view your VR render, like side by side, over and under, left eye and right eye. You can control projection or the eye separation, and tons of other options that are obviously VR related and are beyond this introductory course, and I invite you to check them out on your own. So that is about camera types, and we are done with camera section of this course. I will see you in the next section of this course, which is all about rendering and render settings. So see you there.